What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the sins of Sinister with Nightcrawlers issue number 2. This will be part 5 of Sins of Sinister. This story is going to be jumping us 100 years into the current Sins of Sinister timeline. It has been an entire century, and Sinister still has control over humanity and mutantdom, using the Moira clones to create save points. That, of course, is until his Moira clones are stolen. They are hidden away, and while he searches for them, we have an organization known as the Nightkin. These are specialized assassins created by combining Nightcrawler's DNA with other high-powered mutants. But when the Nightkin become free from their creator, no longer having to adhere to Sinister, Mother Righteous has swooped in to claim their loyalty. But after 100 years, how well does that loyalty hold up? So make sure you guys have liked this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so this story is starting us in Asgard. 90 years ago, Asgard had been sent spinning into the void. But now in the 100th year of the Sinister era, Magic of the Red Diamond has decided to finish what she started, recreating the Bifrost, making it in her image, a black road that leads her directly to all of our Asgardians. And the Nightkin have been waiting for this moment, because the Nightkin, they dance between the raindrops of war, while the Asgardians fight for their very existence. The Nightkin, they come in, but they're not here to help anybody. They are here to plunder. The only reason that Asgard is still standing to this day is because of their isolation. In the Sinister era of the year 53, Xavier and Sin whispered through hybrid brains. In doing this, he killed an entire civilization, died in paranoia and pain. This is how the Shi'ar Empire had fallen. And with its fall, of course, the Nightkin come in to plunder. They have made it a kind of art to be slinking through all of these margins of tragedy. And the Siege Lords of Otherworld had cherished this as well. In the Sinister era of the year 77, they had come to the Nightkin trying to seek an alliance. But the Nightkin don't pick sides. They do not care for power or pride. The Sinisters cannot tolerate anything that is not them, which means the Red Diamond will be coming for Otherworld. It is just a matter of time, and the Nightkin, they will be there to steal any magical treasures that are left behind. The very next day, Hope and Sin deployed her first triple chimera, a mixture of Megan, Maggot, and Madrox. A plague of magical slugs undid Otherworld like rot. And of course, the Nightkin were there to steal all of the artifacts. There is also what is known as the System Killers, fusions of Legion, Proteus, and Polaris tortured beyond sanity. They say that Sinister was there in the Sinister era of the year 89. He was there when the first airburst bomb had hit Xander's sun. And of course, the Nightkin were there. They heard the death screams of Xandarian world mind. In the process, 32 of the Nightkin had been taken out. The Nightkin had been trying to recreate themselves as much as possible, but without Sinister and everything else, this is only going to last them so far. Through all of these years, it was only a matter of time before their reputation really came to precede them. And so when they're on Asgard, Thor is furious. He knows exactly what they're here for. They are here for the hammer. They are here for the sacred arms of Asgard, taking them in the most dire moment. Thor tries to fight them off. As he swings his hammer, one of the Nightkin come in and they chop off his arm. Mjolnir falling to the ground and Thor now defeated. And with Thor bleeding out, one of the Nightkin let it be known that they are the only one that can purge the diamond. They are the only one that can build the Perilous, the weapon to cleanse the sinister strain from the universe. But they need all the holy artifacts to do so. And though this may be an unliftable object, it must fall towards something. This is where we have Lost in Shadow, one of the Nightkin. By the spark of her gene, she has the ability to determine the gravitational pull of the hammer, which means the hammer will fall as they wish. They keep this hammer moving in rotation, constantly, and move it as if it were to fall. This is how they carry Mjolnir out of here. This is how they take it back to Mother Righteous, with the Nightkin losing two of their finest at the regrouping point, as the Frost Giants descended down on everything, and Asgard was lost forever. And that is what takes us to the Narthex, uprooted from the corpse of Krakoa itself in the twilight days of Earth. This may not be much of a home, but it is the only one that they know, a sanctuary to travelers of a strange aspect. This is where we have the Spirit of Variance, returning back after a long voyage. He goes to have a conversation with Legate, and it appears that Legate is the leader of the Nightkin, one of the first to be switched over from the diamond to the heart. And after 100 years, there is a ceremony that is currently ongoing, the Last Rite. One of the Nightkin, known as Summer Night, is losing his battle against the diamond. Sinister is retaking control, because great trauma can have this effect. What happened was the miracle. At least that's what they called it. When Sinister had created them, he wove infertility into the X chromosomes. Just another slice of control, but the healing gene that she has been carrying for nearly a century to regenerate. She knows that the child she bore was not a miracle. She was a triumph of love and patience. A terrible, brief beauty. The Cyclops Chimera was the father, but it wasn't the loss of this child alone that broke him. Not fully. Mother Righteous had rewrote their tragedy. The child is now at the core of the faith. And so you have to ask, how can Summer Night recover from a tragedy that he is expected to celebrate? When that baby had been born, it began to glow. No one understanding truly what was going on, but born with the mutant gift that is Nightcrawler. There was a birth reflex. With that first breath, we see this baby teleport out of here. Not sure to where. Maybe the heart of a star. The endless void. Not sure if this baby felt fear. Not sure if it felt alone. Nonetheless, it was gone. The child is gone, and so is half of their heart. And today, Legate loses the other part. They have been using Sinister's lab as a way to end life, hurling them at Sinister's lab, which is protected by a chimera, one that they cannot break, one that is always existing and always will. This is why Mother Righteous has been gathering all of these magical artifacts. She wants to break down this barrier. As it stands, no teleporter can jump through, so every time something is sent into it, it instantly dies. But even suffering all of this, Legate isn't feeling pain. She is feeling rage. And if the news couldn't get any worse, our Spirit of Variance has been out there looking for any other versions of Nightcrawler, any chimera that might be crawling around. They believe that the Sinisters have realized there is some kind of quirk of spirit that makes the Wagner gene just susceptible to emancipation. In layman's terms, Sinister has decided that he is no longer going to create any more Nightcrawler chimera. Because of their ability to break away from Sinister's control, they have put a hold on this. And so while they fill their ranks up, while they are recruiting new individuals, they cannot create new Nightcrawlers. They can only save those that have already been created. And so after 100 years and no longer creating more Nightcrawler chimeras, there is nobody left to recruit from. Their numbers are going to continue to diminish, maybe before they can even finish their task. What makes it worse is that Mother Righteous' list of sacred items, it is growing even longer, and the Nightkin are becoming very skeptical on what she is doing. She says that she knows how to gain entry into Sinister's laboratory, but she has always been very vague about this. But Vox Ignis, he goes on to say that he has watched her visit many folks down the decades, people untouched by the diamond, rebels, survivors, and she always asks them the same thing: what would you have done differently? One of them specifically was Legion. Legion has been staying out of all of this for as long as he can, all of this time protecting the folks that he can save inside of a peaceful dream. But he has also been watching Mother Righteous for over a century. Back in the years of Krakoa, she was set on making deals, on getting into folks' heads and hearts. And now she is reduced to nothing more than gossip and regret. And while Legion doesn't know her game, he knows the likes of her. Always a stated goal, always a true goal. He knows that whatever Mother Righteous is up to, this isn't for everybody, this is only for herself. And while Legion has the possibility and the capability to turn the tides of everything, he believes the X gene has become nothing more than a cancer. He is taking what remains of his people and he is leaving for a higher plane. They will explore, they will rapture, and that is all that is left. And Legate wants to try and ask a question to Mother Righteous, believing that it would best come from the spirit of variance. He goes to have a conversation. The Nightkin are dwindling. They worship her. They only wish to fulfill her designs, but they're not going to last long. He has thought of a way to reverse that trend. That is what takes us to the abandoned planet of Earth. It was only a matter of time before Earth was completely destroyed or taken over. That is when the Brood and the Annihilus incursion scoured the price of real estate even faster than they expected. They came in on their ships and they destroyed, they took over everything. But the Quiet Council, most of the world, had already abandoned Earth. But they had emptied the factories by remote, flipped the plasma cores, and filled the ionosphere with debris. No ships in or out. And so as we jump into Earth in current day, we see the hellish landscape that is left behind. The Nightkin have come in here for something very specific. They have come here for Dr. Nemesis. He has been growing on this wall for quite some time, and his computing power is far beyond what anybody would expect it to be. With such vast intelligence, he is a huge asset, but they have to cut him down, which means eventually he's gonna have to regrow all of this fungus. For the time being, this cuts down his intelligence. He will need the time to regrow. But this isn't the only thing that they are bringing to Mother Righteous. That was not the real target. They brought another guest. They have brought the original Nightcrawler, a monstrous beast of a mutant nowadays, still having a small sliver of intelligence. After hearing what Mother Righteous has turned the spark into, it was supposed to be an idea. It was supposed to be about joy, not a mission, not a weapon, not control. This is where Mother Righteous pulls out a sword from her chest, telling him that the spark is whatever she says it is. And that's where she cuts the throat of Nightcrawler, with Legate going in and charging Mother Righteous, trying to end her treacherous reign. Mother Righteous snaps her fingers, and just like that, she takes out Legate, falling down to the ground in excruciating pain. Taking a small moment to teleport out of here, this Nightkin is leaving. Those still faithful and loyal, they wrap up Nightcrawler and they throw him into the void. Throw him at Sinister's lab, and we see a detonation. In the blink of an eye, he is wiped away from existence, with Legate being able to make her escape. When she had left, she got a small voice inside of her head. This voice was the voice of her child. Mother Righteous still has the child. It called out to Legate, letting her know that she is still here, that Mother Righteous had lied. She never teleported anywhere. Mother Righteous has been keeping her captive. And now this Nightkin is out for vengeance. Her rage will burn with love. Love for her child, love for her people. Love that will wait as long as it must to set them all free. A love that will last 1,000 years. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is definitely longer than what we usually get. Only 25 pages, but man was it packed with information. So we have jumped 100 years into this Sinister era. And while Mother Righteous was appearing to be the good guy, to do the righteous and noble thing, we are learning that this is all about self-interest. And we can't be surprised. She is a Sinister. For the last 100 years, after Sinister has just rampaged and destroyed everything, the Nightkin have been there to steal magical objects. At this point, they have an entire loot just full of magical items from Mjolnir to anything else that you could possibly think is out there. It doesn't appear that Mother Righteous is trying to take down the lab. It looks like she is trying to amass power. That way, when Sinister or anybody else comes for her, she has an unlimited source of magical items that she can siphon from. This could make her one of the most powerful individuals to ever exist. But now she has made an enemy of her very own. Even Vox Ignis is questioning Mother Righteous. With Legate the Nightkin making her way down to Earth, she is going to wait this out. She is going to wait for her opportunity to come for Mother Righteous, to free the Nightkin, to free her daughter. And when we jump into issue number 3, there will be 900 years that have passed from this moment. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this lands on the other side. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Sins of Sinister. Be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.